Right, one minute. Welcome. Is it? Well, Andy has been. So we're going to crack on. Right, there are no planned fire alarms. If the alarm should sound, please exit the building using the nearest available fire exit. Once leaving the building, please make your way to the muster point located by the staff car park, junction off curb dart, and is identified by a green sign positioned in the front lane. Please make yourself known to the members of staff if on duty. This meeting may be recorded. The meeting may also be recorded and broadcast by the press and members of the public. Please see section 8 of the guidance for public participation, including recording and use of social media at meeting. I don't have to repeat that. So. Right. Welcome to the last Parish Council meeting that I am chairing. On the agenda, our first thing is election of the chair. So to elect the chair of the council, we need someone to propose.
I'll propose Councillor Cullen.
I need a second that. All in favour? And I need you to sign a declaration of acceptance of office.
You've got a stitch me. Download.
And I give this to you.
Thank you very much. Second item on the agenda is the election of a vice chair to the council. Do we have a candidate?
Very much.
Okay. Do we have a second to Councillor Clark? Okay. All those in favour of Councillor Clark? Congratulations. Item number 3. Apologies. Do we have any apologies for absence? Okay, and then Councillor Wade, Julia, has said he might be late. Okay, do we have any declarations of interest? Okay, small weed, so that's a no. Have we had any written requests for any interest? No, Chairman. Thank you. Okay. Next, item 5 is community safety update. You have the report from obviously the police line and then again submit the report. Okay. Right, and have you all read the ACSO's report that was attached to the agenda pack? The answer is yes. Okay. Thank you. So now we're down to item 6, which is the annual business procedures. So, in the agenda pack.
Sorry, Chairman, I'm just curious about 5B. Have we had either 5A, I beg your pardon? Have we had a written report?
No, nothing from police.
My understanding is that there have been visits to other parish councils. So it's been quite a while now since we've been graced with a present.
So we'll ask can the appropriate officer attend the next meeting, and if not, we have an explanation as to
That would be great, thank you, Chairman.
Joy.
I'm just going to ask, as our ACSO Mike attending here, got anything you'd like to add to the report, or even about the lack of a police presence at the meeting?
No, nothing to add to the report. We've been increased our police patrols with the new PCSOs. We've got 2 new ones. They've been very keen. We've been out them at least twice a week since over the last 3 to 6 weeks. Yeah, they're very keen. We've been up to the track where the teenagers have been off-roading on their motorbikes, but soon they see us, so you turn go. You don't see them for a couple of days, but then they return. But no, we've been very proactive with them. They were determined to help us get to the bottom of the problem that we were having in the village. That seems touchwood gone right down now. I haven't been in the village for teenagers. Unfortunately, we go to other areas like Oxford and Holbury, so I think it's good.
Okay, so back to the annual business procedures. So the
Sorry, Mark, you've got other stuff to be doing. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Did you want to speak out or not?
There was no questions.
No, okay.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
We've got good work.
So, on to annual business procedures. So, standing orders to confirm the adoption of these governing rules of the council. Do we have to vote on each of these individually?
Yeah, both the documents. There was 2 changes this year to the standing orders. Page 19E, there's a new phrase in there which is in the document, it's highlighted yellow, and it's just an update really of how public contracts are termed. Okay, so before it was quite specific how you did it, now the phrase has been loosened up, so there's a bit more, if things change, you don't necessarily keep changing the number. Okay. And on the terms of reference of committees on standing orders, I've added a phrase as a best practice. It basically says now, if you're appointed to a committee by a council or a working party, then to resign from there, can you please write to the chairman, copy the clerk in? It just formalises it a bit more, okay? So that's the 2 changes in there, so if you're happy to vote on that, you can accept them or
Can we have a proposer? Do you have a question, Councillor?
No, I'm happy to propose.
Do we have a second then? Thank you, Councillor Wade. Okay, we'll all vote on the adoption of the standing orders. All those in favour? Thank you. And that's unanimous.
and financial regs, the same phrase has been inserted into page 9 of the standing order, which appears on page 7, which appears on page 19, with again to do with public contracts. It's loosely the requirements really to enable some flexibility if things change.
Okay.
That's been changed this year, so if you're happy to.
Are there any questions regarding the financial regs? Is anyone prepared to propose? Thank you, Councillor Dow. Anyone prepared to second? Thank you, Chair. Excellent. Okay, all those in favour of adopting the financial regs? Thank you very much. Okay. Is this just to note the next one about the bankers?
Just to confirm, you still want the
Okay. Does anyone have any objections to us continuing with the words of our bankers? Okay, thank you. I think that's a given.
Thank you.
Okay, next is general powers of competence. To confirm that this council continues to meet its requirements to use its power as the first resort.
Just to confirm to you, we still hold the power. Over 2,000 members were elected for 2023 elections, which you were. I'm qualified. We just need a resolution now to enable us to keep using the general power of competency as our power of first resort, which means anything we do will come under that power rather than the myriad of powers that we have to operate in. So if you'd like to confirm that we meet the criteria, then we can just carry on the way.
Okay, does anyone have any questions on this? Is everyone happy with?
Just to comment that other councils are now starting to move in this direction, so I think we were ahead of the game on this one.
As trailblazers, as always.
As always.
Okay. Right. Next is to appoint committees for the forthcoming council year, and the following are proposed. Do I need to read these out now, or everyone's got them in the agenda pack?
Unless you wanted, I think everyone's seen the agenda pack, so.
Did anyone have any queries over the list? Councillor Osborne.
Are we on to the committees, did you say, Sean? Sorry, I couldn't hear you very well.
Yeah, sorry, it's my English. 6A, yes.
So, when it comes to the cycling one, I think it's actually 6B, isn't it? Number 8 on 6B, local cycling and walking plan. It's got myself and Ben Webster.
Yes.
It's only one meeting. It was only because Chris was unable to attend that I ended up reverting to it. It ended up with those two.
Yeah.
But we only need one.
Okay.
It'd be excellent for it, wouldn't it?
It is happening. I don't want to nominate someone in there.
Oh, it'll be great, brilliant, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, councillors. So yeah, I can do that.
Could you jump back a second, Chair,
Sure.
just to confirm that the committee, the formation of the committee for those names, is that agreed, please?
I propose on the floor.
I'll second one, look.
Okay, is everyone happy with the list I've given?
Thank you, Chairman.
Okay, so for the outside bodies, again, I shouldn't need to read through this, you've all had the agenda pack, and being diligent councillors, you will have scoured it and digested it, I'm sure. So, is there anyone at this point who wants to make, Mr. Councillor Pelmier?
Well, just to point out that B4, Friends of Forest Front doesn't actually exist now, does it?
Technically it does.
Sorry?
Technically it does.
Oh, technically it does.
So what, in my mind, pre-appoint and then each subsequent group, I would hope that those members would be adopted into that new group if one of those formed. So that was the reason.
Continue calling it for Friends of Forest Front.
Yeah, because technically they're still
It's still registered as a charity at the moment. We're in the process of winding the charity up, but until they physically warrant it, which will be in the next month or so, then you still got to have some religion.
Okay, at this point I'd just like to say thank you to all the members on serving on those outside bodies. Okay, right, next, number 7 is the minutes of the council meeting, of the 23rd of April. Do I need to go through this page by page?
I'm happy to propose that as a block.
Okay, anyone happy to second? Thank you. So we'll vote to accept the minutes. All those in favour? Thank you very much. And we'll enjoy working with you. So, number 8, announcements to the chair. Okay, I've only got one announcement really as the new chair, and that is to offer my heartfelt thanks, and I'm sure for the rest of the council as well, to Councillor Jones for the excellent job that she did last year, and especially in bringing one item to a resolution. So, if thank you very much. It's hard shoes to step in and follow, especially as a hybrid. But now on to 9. Okay, so we've got reports from county and district members. Can I just remind people that this is a brief report? Really, you should have submitted your report, and in the chamber it should just be an addendum to anything that wasn't in that report, the written report. So, I think we'll start with the report of our county councillors, which I believe is only one. It's Councillor Wade.
Thank you, Chairman. As usual, I was unusual actually submitting a report today, which is very rare for me because a lot of the information I'm reading is hot. This is over a particularly complex issue, which you may want to ask questions about afterwards. So I'll be quite brief. Since the last parish council meeting, I attended one annual HEC meeting where the first time in many years, this is a complicated by the way, a Liberal Democrat was elected chairman, Councillor Mark Clark. Electing the chairman from the opposition group was done in the past as it was as NFDC before the political dogma in that council set in. Now, more local interest was a briefing on the proposed works of the A326. There will be, between Dibden Roundabout and the M27, 7 controlled crossings. One area joined in the new proposals west of the top from Michigan Way to Copley Down Lane roundabout, and an extra southbound lane from the bus gate to Staplewood Lane. The widening will take place on National Park land or existing highway verge. The tree belt west of Tottenham will remain. Now the biggest impact for us is a new junction south of the Pilgrim Inn. It will take all the traffic out of Marchwood, Marshall Port, and the future APV development on Digital Place. Hyde Road will be downgraded and made safer for both cyclists and walkers. The benefits for local people south of this work and the comments around the construction scheme and need for this to be considered very carefully. There are what words of Mark, I wrote this. The strategic case on the OBC will include a detailed narrative of all benefits, including provision of additional traffic capacity, better network resilience, and journey time reliability, reducing traffic on less suitable parallel roads in the National Park and the waterfront communities, better traffic management through traffic signals enabling prioritisation of A326 traffic during peak times, reduction of severance, and improved safety through new control crossings to name a few. A standalone crossing is being considered for the Applewood Junction, which have been going on now for about 10 years. Bus stops at Tweed Lane are being discussed with the passenger transport colleagues, although the current design is not included in the list. This scheme will cost £129 million. 90% of the money will be coming from central government, 10% to be looked at locally. The points I raised in what's in it for Hyde, Dibden and Fawley residents will be in a car park if the residents who live south of that junction. The response is that the new proposals will reduce journey time for all Woodside residents. We shall see whether the work could well reduce years of delays to put in place. It will take this years to do. I think it was up to 3 years to complete this work. They're going to put a controlled crossing at Main Road just south of Dibden roundabout to take cyclists and people into Main Road. Whether you think about that is right or what it is. There will be traffic lights at Dibden roundabout, and there will be traffic lights at the dual roundabout. This is a secret I've been told from someone else. The dual roundabout in Marchwood. One on the A326 and one on what's left of Hollow Road. So they recognise the fact that it has to be a sensibly constructed junction, or everybody that lives south of it is going to be one long traffic jam. It will bound to be have traffic lights. I think most of the roundabouts they put on there will have traffic lights. It was, I don't know what to say really. The issues for our residents will be during the time that it takes to construct it. If the traffic engineers say it will reduce journey time, their words not mine. When it's complete, it may not do it. But the data because try and do it, it's going to be another right. Now the reason I'm mad because it's really frustrating. So I wrote to the county council again about putting some money for Hyde Ferry because we're going to do this. Take cars off the road, particularly after the problems we had with Bedford flyover. And then I got today a reasonable dismissal of that request. So anyway, I same answer as last time, which I'm very, very happy about. Well, that's the issues for the questions about that reason as they were asked at the appropriate part of the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's the word. Do we have any communications from Councillor McAvoy?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. So that means we now move on to brief.
You're not right. We're asking. Well, there are 3 councillors here that exist within the subdivision. We don't. Can you drop your lines? Okay, through the chair. Thank you, sir.
Right, so now it's time to move on to reports from district members. I've got nothing to communicate. I'll go around the table this way if that's okay. So, Councillor Clark, okay. Councillor Dowd.
Nothing really to say very much on this time.
Okay. Councillor Wade.
Okay. I'll find it. Here it is. Right, yes. Since the last parish meeting, I've attended the annual Hampshire Council. Anyway, since the last council meeting, I've had 5 live meetings and the planning committee, which I know I didn't. Cabinet met, looked at the Royal Prosperity Fund for 25-26 capital projects for all communities under 10,000 population to no local advantage for us. The latest on local government reorganisation following Hampshire and East Council's withdrawal from the KPMG workings was the result of the council leaders' workshops, which as follows. Having considered the range of options and the data assessment discussions, considered that the following four main options we developed. Of the following, there's four mainland authorities. There are two options being considered. Option H, whole district block, New Forest, Test Valley, Winchester, East Hants. Option I, whole district block, New Forest, Southampton and Eastleigh. They're now actually, if you're looking at that as potential outcome, obviously, for a while. What is more concerning is the new boundary change option. Wider boundary changes across councils are discussed and not agreed. The impact of New Forest is being as anticipated via the waterside wards. We'll therefore be able to proceed to part of collection work which will both now step up with significant business case development, which will include both demographic considerations and service designs. We can anticipate significant officer demands between now and the end of September. So that again. Engagement across the whole area is expected and will now be collectively able to develop across the authority promoting the four mainland authority options. Hampshire still going for 3. This is likely to be across June and July. They will also need to shape up further community engagement in the forest, in addition to the waterside community engagement work and key stakeholder discussions. They will be due to discuss the build their case and do not see the waterside strip in the New Forest. As a result of today's outcome, we will work to update the report to July Cabinet Resources and Transformation Panel and members briefing. That's NFPC. So, the Plan B option, this is my words for the shop, is now firmly on the table. It looks more than likely the challenge is Cabinet keeping voice together. MP, Julie Lewis, sent a letter to that effect, to the state, signed by all 4 group leaders and FTC. So watch this space. It's definitely like that one.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Alex, 23.
Nothing to add this one.
Thank you. Councillor Osborne.
Yeah, a very interesting meeting actually with Grand Union Railways, and they invited the district councillors, Councillor Dagg, Clark and myself, 2 different county councillors, and we met here in the Grove, and we had a very interesting insight into, hopefully we might have a railway coming to March with, so if anyone wants any more details I can send you that, or I'll send it to the admin where we can distribute it. It's quite an interesting link they sent me. Again, as district council, I was invited to go to the main shed last week because they were trying to find out lots of different things that have gone awry with Alan's passing, unfortunately. And I saw a new shop, and it's absolutely fabulous. You know, it's going to be a real little asset on the area. What else did I do? I went to visit, I just got invited to things. I got invited to open in a shop by Adam's Cafe, it's a new charity shop, and also to go and visit Warren's Copse and Holby Manor Conservation Area, just to look at what they've done and learn a bit more about what we can, perhaps copy them here. That's about it.
Councillor Osborne. I do believe that's all the district councillors. So now we'll move on to reports from people on outside bodies. Is there anyone who wishes to say anything?
Well, I don't know.
There's 2 councillors from.
So I've heard from it's a place called My Home Made Better, and they would like to come and talk to the council about how everyone can make their homes warmer, cheaper to run and ready for the future. But I believe maybe Councillor Dow thinks it could be quite a good one to do through the water canning and just invite the council, so we'll see for that.
Yeah, that would be better in some way that can reach a wider audience. So thank you for that, Councillor. Do we have any written questions?
None so.
Okay. So now it's the public forum. Do you wish to ask anything, sir?
No, it's all right, I'm just observing.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we're on to questions, to take brief questions from councillors. Does anyone have a question for any of the councillors? Councillor Ashley, I can't know she'll say anything.
It was just for Councillor Wade, talking about the A326. I think you said the plans are to start the changes from Dibden Pyrlu, so would that be the Heath roundabout up, or are we talking, what are we talking?
No, they go, the northbound is outside Tottenham. This north section, the southern section ends into Dibden roundabout.
Oh, Dibden.
Yeah, where none of those is.
Okay, and how far are they into the plans for that?
Well, they're waiting to get confirmation of the money.
Okay.
This is how far they are with the plans.
Okay.
Not that. Right, so it is quite comprehensive list of changes.
Because it's very disappointing from obviously what we've been talking about for the last, okay. But I'll pick that up with you offline.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it is. Just one point. It's when they go these sort of projects, they get a project team that works in isolation. Everything going on around them.
Yeah,
It's the way it works. It's like when they built that when they built the cycle route, which in the wrong place. That was outside of anything else. Money could be used for anything else, between fence.
Yeah.
Everybody just thinks about doing that, which is it's not always true. But we'll catch it off.
Councillor Wade?
It's on a very similar line to the councillor. I understand that you've written to the relevant officers in regards to mitigation for the works that are going to undertake and impact us all for the next 3-4 years, probably longer, with support for the ferry. Can I ask that you are as proactive as possible and don't accept the first rejection? Because from what you told me, there won't be any mitigation in these plans for external transport support and getting cars off the road and even getting the public on board, in my experience. And this will impact a lot of people for a large period of time, and that's accounting for it sticking to deadline. So I can ask you to be as vociferous as you can while the council exists in them seeing alternative modes of transport will only be to their benefit.
I have written to the director 3 times now, and 3 times he said no. Right, so there's a limit to sort of where I can go. I have an idea. I'll write another director because it's his project to do this. So I will push it as far as I can go. But I am less than happy with their response.
I've got a question. I do believe Councillor Clark was an
To Councillor, it's just, as you well know, it's to find out actually how much the county council are paying their advisors for the LGR view. As you well know, NFDC are paying their advisors, and where's the money coming from? It's from residents, so we're paying both sides to argue against each other, which seems ridiculous. So can we find out from the county council how much breakdown they're actually paying and how much they envisage to pay?
Yeah, we can do that. I'm making note of that.
Councillor Wade,
Are you aware, Chairman, I hope you are, I've written this, but just for the public record, that Hampshire Council is going to resurface the marsh by the end of this calendar year. I did complain to them, and that was responsible. So that's one point. But as Councillor Harrison has told me, we now need to get to have a go at St. John Street. And he's going to send me an email, and I will pursue that one next.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Councillor Osborne?
Yeah, I'm not sure who to ask. I guess it might be Malcolm. But I think people were quite distressed at the way that traffic was sprung upon us on the Redbridge roundabout, or Redbridge flyover, and the only advice people were given was go on one network, which I've heard from people who didn't know how to do it. It didn't make sense to them, and whatever. So I just wonder what else we can do so that it's not such a. It was treated very low level, wasn't it? It was actually very serious if you ended up sat in it.
You're talking about Sun and Water. Sun and Water are definitely aware now that if they're going to do this activity again, they need to give a considerable amount of that. said they were going to shut it on Sunday, and he did. He shut it on Monday. It was a week. It was
People
absolutely
plan to work Monday at home and then set off Tuesday. We've got stuck 2-3 hours, and businesses were, sat there in that traffic. All sorts of complaints we've had.
It is worth adding to that the water companies we still use are law unto themselves and are, the equivalent of a cavalry outfit, some of them. It is what it is. They have promised, they will let everybody know. Lots more have got down should they need to do it again. People ask the question why.
All these things on the parish website, if possible.
Councillor Jones?
Our councillors aware, you are aware, I sat 3.5 hours on that day. I'm all aware that I have had no response whatsoever from the leader of Hampshire County Council or the leader of Southampton City Council or from Southern Waters people that you put me in touch with at all regarding my letter of complaint on behalf of the parish and everybody else.
But you may just so you're aware, I did actually quote that in my request for funding for ferry, about hundreds of waterside residents spending hours in traffic jam because of that. And that didn't seem to have any impact on them. So they won't be here for a few years.
Councillor Dowd?
Will you be publicising your displeasure in one of our community newspapers so that more people are aware that you've actually contacted them and they haven't responded?
I will.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Thank you. So, moving on to item 13, finance.
As usual, Chair, it's the routine finance. So one is so if you go to it, and I'll pick you.
Okay, so to receive the bank reconciliation for April, that was all in your agenda pack. Any noted, thank you. To approve the accounts for payment for April.
So
Happy to second.
Okay, thank you. To receive the investment report for the quarter 4 of 24-25. Attached. Thank you. To receive the annual accounts.
Noted.
Thank you. To confirm authorised bank signatories, which are Councillor Jones, myself, Councillor Dowd, Councillor Alex Wade, Councillor Sandra Dallyer, Councillor Osborne, and Councillor Malcolm Wade. Yes.
Cheryl, could I just ask, why aren't all councillors signatories?
We just need a certain amount to operate. If members want to be a signatory, I'm happy to add there, but bear in mind, it's taking me until me and Marcus until this week to get Marcus authorised, and he was wanted last today. If members want to be, they speak to me and I can add you, but we will probably likely wait 11 months before you become a signatory.
It uses the speed of
as it is.
Yeah, but we've got enough now for us to be operational. As long as members are still kind enough to pop in and need a short notice, which members are, with their opinions and duties, so it's fine in this time.
Number 6 is to confirm 2 members to agree individually to bank pay details and changes when required.
This is a new one I've added just for transparency. Sometimes firms change their bank details. Unfortunately, there have been issues of fraud. Some clerks in this sector have brought along false details, and so they suddenly start paying this firm to change the details. It has happened. This is a safeguard to that. So if we get a request alert comes saying we change our bank details, we will verify as officers, and we will ask 2 members who report now to come in and just verify that they're happy as well. It's not a safeguard. That's what it's only to do.
Okay, does anyone want to volunteer? Oh, thank you. Both of you, yeah? So that's Councillor Dowd and Councillor Wade.
Yeah.
To confirm 2 members want to take spot checks on the accounting system.
Okay, this is another thing I've introduced, and it's more transparency and openness really. I can give you access to the online bank account to choose. you may be waiting 10 months to get that access. So what I propose, when if two members are appointed,
Yeah.
I will speak to them separately, and we will come up with an arrangement where they can come in at any time, and we'll give them access to the online bank, and they can check what's going in, what's going out, and see that everything ties in with what we're presented with. It's another safeguard for public money.
Okay, thank you, Josh. Do we have two volunteers? Thank you, Mr. Chris. Thank you, Vicky. So you're a bit slow there, Councillor Wade. Thank you. And end of year finance.
Yeah. Tough one this year, what we've got there, so I'll go through these quickly if you're okay with you, Chairman, as quick as I can.
Certainly.
There are requirements. We've had the final audit report for this year. The report is attached, and also the auditors, the internal auditor signed up our accounts. Again, the report is attached. Any questions on that for me? No, good, that's done. As a result of that, we are required to confirm as a council that we're happy with the effectiveness of the auditor and the work he's carried out. If you remember, when we appointed the auditor, we proposed a schedule of work.
Yeah.
It fits in with the requirements of the regulations. Tim does all that and more, let me reassure you. So I'd just like to say, I recommend that we approve the effectiveness of him. I just need members to ratify that really.
Okay, can I have some of the points? Thank you, that's 1 second. Thank you, Mr. Lieutenant. All in favour?
Thank you, members. And moving on swiftly, this is the annual government statement. This document is 6 pages. The auditor does some, we do some as a council. This is a bit long now. Once we agree this tonight, we will finally send off all our accounts to the external auditor, which will be back with us hopefully September with no issues. But this is just another part of the process. This is that one that unfortunately the chairman has to read out line by line, and after the end of each one, I do need a yes or a no from you. Preferably yes, because you more than meet the criteria. So I'll leave it with you, Chairman.
Nice. All this isn't comfortable. I'll begin. Okay, we have put in place arrangements for effective financial management during the year and for the preparation of the accounting statements.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. 2. We maintained an adequate system of internal control, including measures designed to prevent and detect fraud and corruption, and reviewed its effectiveness.
Yes.
Okay. We took all reasonable steps to assure ourselves that there are no matters of actual potential non-compliance with laws, regulations and proper practices that could have a significant financial effect on the ability of this authority to conduct its business or manage its finances.
Yes.
We provided a proper opportunity during the year for the exercises of electors' rights in accordance with the requirements of the accounts and audit regulations.
Yes.
We carried out assessments of the risks facing this authority and took appropriate steps to manage those risks, including the introduction of an internal control and/or external insurance cover where required.
Yes, sir.
We maintained throughout the year an adequate and effective system of internal audit of accounting records and control systems.
Yes, we did. Yes.
We took appropriate action on all matters raised in reports from internal and external auditors.
Yes, and you do.
We considered whether any litigation, liabilities or commitments, events or transactions occurring either during or after the year end have a financial impact on the authority and where appropriate have included them in accounting statements.
Yeah. Yes.
Trust funds, including charitable, in our capacity on the sole managing trustee, we discharge our accountability responsibilities for the fund's assets, including financial reporting, and if required, independent examination or audit.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I'll take them with some again.
Okay.
And then, right at the very end of your agenda pack is the accounting statement, which again goes to the auditor. There's a series of figures there. I did go through these with you when we did the variation, I think it was the last council meeting. this is the record that will go to the public. It's on the last page. They're fine, the internal auditor's happy, I'm happy, I signed it. Members in agreement, then I'll ask them to agree formally, and I'll ask the chairman to sign them, and then that will be our annual county statements 24-25, which will go in the public domain, and more importantly to the external auditor.
Can I propose it?
And I know very well how well the officers manage the finances of the council, and I am. I've been chief of council tax on the water side, working alone myself. I am more than happy to propose that. I know what Armstrong will do, and it's, we're very lucky to have a very well-run council with an excellent team of officers.
Thank you.
Do I have a second? Thank you, Councillor Stroud. All those in favour? And obviously we echo Councillor Wade's sentiments about the capability, diligence of our staff.
Thank you. That should be shown, that should be limited.